From Last Minute Racing here, and today is a really exciting day. Today is the first time that Last Minute Racing is going to be tuning a Chrysler vehicle. In particular, this one's a Chrysler 300C with the 6.4 litre Hemi engine. Really excited to delve into this one. As I mentioned, haven't done one before. I understand conceptually how the ECU is calculating all its different parameters, and it's very different to your Fords or your GMs. So I'm really excited, keen to get into it. Just from looking at the stock tune, I think there's a lot to be desired there. So hopefully we can produce the customer a really good result. So we're most of the way through our steady state tuning at the moment. Really interesting tuning these, because when you disable a thing called the neural network, which is like I'd almost go as far as saying it's artificial intelligence as far as calculation of fueling based on intake air temperatures, engine coolant temperatures, oil temperatures, etc. Once you disable that, the fueling is massively wrong. Like, I'm talking 50% out. So you have to be really careful when you first start. But the fueling's coming along really nicely, and I can even just feel on the dyno here doing steady state tuning, the throttle response has come a long way. So I've only got one more RPM range to do, and then we're going to be into wide open throttle stuff. And then I can do some ignition tuning, get a little bit more power out of it, and it's done. I think the customer's going to be really happy. And it's quite interesting how these ECUs work. I'll be really keen to see what sort of power they put down. I mean, this makes, I think it's meant to make 340 odd kilowatts at the flywheel from factory. You know, if we can see anywhere in the top high 200s, I think that would be awesome. So let's see what we can do. Finished all the steady state tuning, moved on to wide open throttle tuning. I'm not going to show you the results, but I'm quite impressed. I'm just making a few more spark changes and fueling changes at the moment. But for a naturally aspirated V8 that's basically stock, this thing hauls. It's really good. Probably the only thing I'll say is the factory ECU's fueling strategy is a bit intense, but you know, other than that, it's awesome. I was checking with the Plex knock monitor earlier. The factory knock sensors are spot on. They're detecting knock only very fractionally after the Plex does, which is not surprising. The Plex is incredibly sensitive. So yeah, look, so far so good. Alright guys, I've just made my final flash, and there's the results. Not sure if you could see that, we'll get out and have a look in a minute. But we started with 276.6 kilowatts at the rear wheels with the factory tune. With my calibration, not only are we running leaner, so we should get better fuel economy, but we're also making 304.4 kilowatts with less spark advance. So all around, I'm really happy with the results, and to get into the 300 kilowatt region on what is essentially a factory engine, I'm extremely impressed with. The customer's going to be very happy, and all I've got left to do is road test it.